Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Urlacher here with lawabidingbiker.com. Thanks for checking back in. I am super stoked. In my hands, I have the Fuelpak 3 by Vance Hines FP3. It is a EFI, an electronic fuel injection tuner for motorcycles. Really quick, want to thank Chris Neely over at Vance Hines. He's an electronic products manager for hooking us up and spending a lot of time with us on the phone, answering a lot of questions before we did this project so that we could really show you guys the capabilities of this and do a full tutorial video on how to get it hooked up and a review of the product. All right, guys? So thanks again, Chris Neely over at Vance Hines. I hope you can feel how excited I am. I have been waiting to get this on this bike. It's been in the box for about 3 months. We've been really busy with a bunch of other video projects for you guys. It is a Street Glide Special behind me, a late model 2014, and that's the bike that we're actually going to install it on today. All right, so in the box, of course, is our Fuelpak 3, the FP3. Let me tell you guys, this is cutting edge technology. I kid you not. That thing is super small. That is all there is to it. No wires running up your handlebars like a lot of other aftermarket EFI tuners. This communicates with your smartphone up on your handlebars via Bluetooth. The only wires you have is right here where we're going to hook it up to the motorcycle. I will note that it's a CAN bus connector. So you're going to have, it's going to be a later model Harley-Davidson motorcycle specifically that this is going to work with, or other motorcycles with CAN bus type connections. Some will call it a DLC, a data link connector. It's behind this panel on this bike right here, and we'll hook it up. It's a 6-pin connector. That basically, so you're gonna have to check when you order it if it will work and whether your motorcycle is CAN bus ready to go, basically. And what it allows this to do by hooking it up with that data link connector is it can talk to your motorcycle's ECM engine control module, and you can flash new maps and things like that. From there, once this is communicating with your motorcycle, then again, no wires, guys. Via Bluetooth is how it talks to your phone, where you can flash maps and get real-time information and all that kind of stuff. So also, this doesn't use wideband O2 sensors. The Fuelpak 3 uses your stock narrowband 12mm bungs, I believe they are. That comes stock on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Some other aftermarket tuners use wideband 18mm O2 sensors. And, you know, that can get really technical about how much tuning you can do with narrowband versus wideband sensors. We're not going to get into that this particular video. Tune into the Law Abiding Biker weekly podcast. We have Oscar on hand, and we'll probably do a follow-up video, reference that. We talk about it a lot. But again, so you don't need to put other O2 sensors for this. There are other EFI tuners out on the market, like I say, that do use those wideband, but they also, too, most of them can go ahead and use the stock narrowband O2 sensors. For what we're using this for, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not necessarily seeing the need that we're going to have to worry about any wideband O2 sensors. For our needs in the average biker, we're going to get this thing hooked up. We're going to put a stock canned map in it. That basically says I have this kind of intake and I have this kind of pipes. They're CAN maps that Vance Hines has made. Other EFI tuners do it too, and it will just flash the ECM with that CAN map. From there, all we're going to do is some simple auto-tune sessions, let the bike figure out how you ride, and let the ECM and the the Fuelpak 3 collect all that data, and then we'll just flash our ECM. For the average day-to-day biker, that's probably as involved as you're going to get with EFI tuners. So anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and get under this panel and get this thing hooked up. See what it does for this motorcycle, huh? All right, guys, the first thing I'm doing, of course, is just removing my saddlebag so we can get access to this panel. 2 1/4-pin turn connectors in here, and my saddlebag will get out of our way here. Next, I'm just going to pop this side panel. It's just got 4 rubber grommets, or I should say 3. All right, and this is the left side of the bike, of course, and you'll see some plugs here. This is actually your DLC, your data link connector, diagnostic port. There's usually another one up here you might see. This is actually, I'm already using it for my heated seat and my heated grips. It's a power port and all that kind of stuff, but this is the one we're looking for. And it's just on a rail system. It just slides off like so. It's got some rails there to keep it organized. It's got a rubber plug in it. And what you're looking for is a 6-pin connector, guys, for our Fuelpak 3. And you can see how it matches up. It's got a tab on the top, fits right in there, and it will snap together real nice for us. There we go. Now we've got our Fuelpak 3 in, and then we're gonna actually find a place for this and see if we can get it buttoned up a little bit. All right, and so we're just gonna do a little management here, wire management. Really, you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna use a really simple method that works for me. You could take this off, this panel. You can, rock it back. You could put it under your seat, whatever. I found a way here. I'm just gonna slide this back on the rail, this DLC, and right back the way it was stock, like so. And then I'm just gonna run this up like so. And I've actually got a zip tie. I'm gonna run up in here, kind of get around one of the stock wires here, and then I can fit this right up like so. And I'm just gonna use a zip tie, and that's just so later down the road it's not flopping around within that plastic panel that goes over. Once I get it secured in there, we're good to go. Now I will note that the reason I'm zip tying this up here is you could put it on, and you could get your your smartphone, and you could flash a CAN map, which basically means I have this kind of pipes and this kind of air intake, and then you can remove it from the bike, but it's still married to this bike once we get going via the VIN number, so you can't be running around using the Fuelpak 3 from bike to tune it. Once we get it all hooked up, it's married to this bike, and especially if you want to auto tune, which I highly suggest, instead of just CAN maps, is auto tune your bike out, get some more power and stuff, and a better fuel economy, is just to leave it on. And you could take it off. It does diagnose DTC's diagnostic trouble codes via your Bluetooth device, your smartphone or whatever. It's awesome at that. The only other use is to hook it up to a buddy's bike to see what his DTC codes are, but you're not going to be able to do tuning on another bike. So that's why I'm kind of doing a permanent mount. I want this thing staying on. I want real-time data on my smartphone while I'm riding. So that's why I'm kind of making it a permanent fixture here of my motorcycle. So that seems like a really, each model is going to be a little bit different of bike where you want to do it. You could use Velcro, whatever, but that's a really clean way to put that on. And then I can get my side panel back on here. And I'll just pop this side panel back on here. And there we go. That's all to install an FP3. Now we get to do the fun part. All right, guys, the #1 solution, because you're going to need your cell phone up here to monitor real-time data with your FP3. This is the Biker Gripper, sexiest, sleekest, lightest cell phone motorcycle mount on the market, guys. We liked it. We've tested it over thousands of miles. Your phone is not going to fall out. We liked it so much we stamped our very own logo on it. You can get it exclusively over at the Law Abiding Biker store. There's videos and more information over there. This is a control cluster mount. There's also a universal mount that can simply go around handlebars, 7/8 to 1 1/4. Gives you lots of options, but again, we have tested this thing, guys. You're gonna watch your phone up here a lot to monitor real-time data with the Fuelpak 3, and guaranteed your phone ain't coming out of this thing, guys. We have tried and tested it. Again, exclusively at the Law Abiding Biker store. Okay, so you're looking at my iPhone. It's on the Biker Gripper in landscape mode for video purposes. You can have it either way. It's kind of nice in the landscape mode. I might actually ride and view real-time data this way. I'm also going to use a stylus so I don't fat finger it for you guys. All right, so the first thing is go to your app store, Android or iOS, and download the free Fuelpak 3 app. It's a beautiful app that Vance Hines has designed. And once you do that, just simply open your app like any other. And that's what I have up here is the actual Fuelpak 3 app. All right, first thing is make sure that you have Bluetooth enabled. You'll see Bluetooth Fuelpak not connected. However you set it in your phone, I'm just going to swipe up and I'm going to enable Bluetooth. I also have Do Not Disturb on. That's just for me so no nudie photos come over while we're making this video. All right, next thing I want to do, Bluetooth is enabled. I'm going to reach over and I'm going to power my bike up. I'm turning it to the ignition on position as you heard there. And we will turn the boombox infotainment system down there. And if you ever want to get the #1 best-selling boombox tutorial video, head over to lawabidingbiker.com/boombox. Learn how to use that thing. All right, so Bluetooth not, fuel pack not connected. I'm going to hit that there, and it says pairing Bluetooth, and we're just going to stand by for a moment while it does that. So it's taken quite a while, so I'm actually going to go into my settings in my phone, and we're going to try this another way. Hit settings, and I'm going to go to Bluetooth, and it's on, of course, and you can see I've got a couple different things here, and it's searching for devices. It found it, see there? So you may have to do this just like I am right now. We're hooking it up for the very first time, and you guys are getting to watch here. So those are the little things. Other devices, the VIN, that's trying to pair to my bike. I'm going to hit that, and it looks like it's trying to pair now. All right, and that took about 20 seconds, and now you can see it says connected. So you may have to go to your settings for the first time. As you can see, it didn't really want to do it in the app there. All right, I'm going to go back into my FP3 app, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, now we're back in the app. You can see ready to update description. This updates your FP3 to the following version. Always make sure that your FP3, so what it's going to do once we accept this is it's going to install firmware. Just like anything, guys, they work the bugs and issues out, so you need to keep your FP3, the actual Fuelpak 3 firmware, up to date, and that's what it's telling us to do right away. So you definitely want to install that now, and it's actually talking to the FP3 right now, and it's going to install via Bluetooth the software update, 1 of 3, so this is going to take a few minutes. Okay, and as you can see, when it's done, it says firmware updated, guys, and that took about 4 or 5 minutes. It can take a little while. It was a big update. I'm just hitting done there, and we're going back to the system info, guys, and so now we're up to date on our firmware version. iOS version, of course, you always want to keep your phone up to date and the FP3 so that they can properly communicate as both Apple and the FP3 make changes and fix bugs and things like that. So, all right, that's just kind of an information menu. All right, you can see, you can scroll through. It's got all kinds of information. Odometer, it's basically reading year 2014 touring model. There's my VIN. So it's got some, a whole bunch of information here. Last flashed and ECU version and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get out of that menu and go back to basically our home menu there. All right, so everything's updated. This is our actually this is the main menu if we go back, but if you want to get to the main stuff here, it's Bluetooth Fuelpak there. And first thing we want to do is put a canned map in our motorcycle. And what I mean by that is basically tell it what type of pipes basically and what type of exhaust. That's a canned map. We're going to flash the ECM, the engine control module, and that basically will get it running close to where it's supposed to be, and then we can auto-tune later. So the first thing, we're just going to go into maps. Contacting server, they have it set up really nice here. They've got different types of exhaust, and as you can see, exhaust manufacturer, they got Vance Hines, RSD, Python, and the list goes down. All right, so we want to pick Vance Hines, of course. I've got twin/rounds, Vance Hines twin/rounds on this particular motorcycle. And once you do your exhaust Vance Hines, you can scroll down, and I'm looking for twin/rounds, and it's going to be way at the bottom here. Okay, and so you can see I found it, twin/round slip-ons. I have that. And then they've got twin/round slip-ons with dresser duals, and then we go down twin/round slip-ons with power duals. So basically, I'm going to get it close here, guys. I have twin/round slip-ons, but I didn't order the Vance Hines head pipes with my particular setup. What I did is took the stock Harley head pipes and had the catalytic converters removed. All right, you need to check with your local state and federal laws if that's okay for you to do in your state. It is here where I am located, all right, because that's basically what the head pipes from Vance Hines are anyway, so I just saved some money and had the catalytic converters removed. So I'm basically going to pick twin/round slip-ons, but I'm going to move down and pick twin/round slip-ons with dresser duals, because basically my head pipes without catalytic converters are slip-on with dresser duals. Once I select that, it gives me the results. Vance Hines, twin/round slip-ons, dresser duals, standard baffle. Of course, yes, that is me with the standard baffle. Sometimes the pipes can come with performance baffles. You would have that option if that were the case. So we can go back. That's just giving me basically the engine size, and you can, you know, just go through it and make sure it is. Here, you could actually baffle. Let's go up to the top here. Vance Hines exhaust, baffle type, standard baffle. I take it you could change that. Again, if that, or a Q insert. I'm standard baffle, so I've got that selected. And engine size is the stock 103 high output. There's obviously different, and right now there isn't. It's just telling me that. So not going to change that. Stock 103 high output results, and then you can just you can just review it here. Yep, twin slash round standard baffle, Vance and Hines with dresser duals, stock 103, perfect. So with that, we're ready to go and flash our ECM. Hopefully you're enjoying the video. If you want to make sure that content and these free videos keep coming your way, there is a way you can support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. The community is growing over there. We'd like to have you involved too. There's no risk over there. You can sign up for a certain level and pay a certain amount per piece of content with a cap. Absolutely no risk. There are some benefits over there. T-shirts and a private Facebook group and some premium content. All depends on what level you sign up as. But that is a way that you can assure the content keeps coming your way. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Of course, if you ever want to just leave a flat donation, we do accept that too and appreciate it. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. Don't forget to check out that weekly podcast, guys. It's on fire. Ton of content we're putting out. Get involved over there. It's the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. All right, let's get back into your video. Okay, so we're going to go to the bottom and the results, and then you'll see there's an arrow over there. We're going to select that. It's going to take us into that. So there we go. Touring 2014. It's recognizing everything, and we can scroll down. It's got some baffle standard. Again, it's just showing us year 2014. Stock, engine mod, stock, air filter, high flow. That's the stock air filter, guys, on this bike. And there we go. It looks like it's got a map LD number. And just make sure you go over everything, make sure it's good, and then we're going to move down and we're going to program this bike with this map. We're going to flash the ECM. Okay, and with that said, we're going to go ahead and program this bike with this map and hit that. General warning, and making changes to your motorcycle, you know, programming may affect engine and all that. Yeah. As long as you're sure, continue. And now it's linking, and it's going to tell the Fuelpak 3, which is installed under the left side. The phone's telling it, go ahead and send all the information to the stock ECM, the engine control module. And you can see, you just heard my ignition make a noise there. That's basically the ECM being flashed. Okay, and as you can see, it's sending stock to servers. So on their servers, it's going to save my stock map. And I'm always going to have access to that stock map. So at any time, should something go wrong, or later if I want to, you know, sell the bike and take stuff off, I can flash it back to its stock condition. All right, and after it flashes map, it goes through, it says flashing map, all kinds of stuff. Turn ignition off for 30 seconds. Okay, and it's been about 30 seconds. It says please turn bike on, waiting for Bluetooth. We'll turn it back to engine on. All right, and that took just a minute for it to gain Bluetooth connectivity. I waited for over a minute, guys, but just leave it. Don't mess with it. It finally picked it back up and said map transferred, so don't start turning things off and on. Just let it pick your Bluetooth back up, and then done. Now we have successfully flashed a stock CAN map to the ECM, and we can move into going out for a ride and auto-tuning this thing. Okay, so now you've got a basic CAN map, guys. And let's go through some of the functionality. This thing is awesome, and it can do a lot more than what I'm going to teach you in this video, okay? But the basic, you know, everyday biker, what you're going to need to do from here is, you know, you can go into, here's auto-tune. Let's go into View, Edit Maps. It's uploading, and you can see it's got our map. It numbers the maps, guys, and you can see the very end there is 30717. That's the map, the CAN map that we just did You can go into your maps at any time and upload that and figure out what the specifics are of that map, as it's doing right now. Okay, and it shows right here, and again, it shows the map right here, the basic map. We can go into that. Description, it gives you, the name, which is the number there. We'll go back. And okay, from here, this is where it gets really advanced, guys, that we're not really going to get into, but I at least want to mention it to you. Here's air fuel. You could actually go in and mess with front cylinder VE and rear cylinder VE, front charge, dilution effect, air fuel ratio. You can actually mess with specific cells. I would not do that unless you're very advanced and you really understand what you're doing. That takes some skill and experience. You'd be better off to call Vance and Hines and let them look at some of your data that you've collected on an auto tune and have them maybe create a custom map for you. But again, it goes down here, closed loop range, and map local normalization. Anyways, you can mess valve opening. So you could really customize. You could make a custom map right from this app, which is unique compared to a lot of other aftermarket EFI tuners where you have to go up to a computer and a laptop and a PC and all that junk. You got to do all that and then load it back into your unit. This does it all right here, guys, over your smartphone. That's why this thing is just cutting edge. So you don't really need to mess with that unless you're an advanced user. Here's the different slots it can store it in, and you can do more. We could do another canned map. Maybe we didn't like that one and we want to try just twin/rounds without the dresser duals and see if that's a better canned map. I'm just using that as an example. And here's an available slot, and then it asks what map you want to put in there. All your maps by number will be there. You can copy it to slot 2. You could really have just an unlimited amount of maps in different situations. And like I say, you guys get as crazy and advanced as you want. But for the average day-to-day biker that wants to get up and running, we're going to use the canned map that we just did. Here's default map, read only. That's your stock map at any time. You could go into that. It's read only. And like you say, continue, reset to stock. You could continue and reset your bike to stock. That will always be saved there, so you always can go back. And again, if you had multiple maps in here, you could try a new map over here in this slot, and then you didn't like it, you could flash back to the map you liked right before it. Really, it's endless on how much tuning you guys want to do for different riding and stuff like that. But so we can go back here. We remember the number, of course, of our map. We're going to go out for an auto tune ride, and they say about 25-minute ride is minimum, Vance and Hines says, but really a good whole fuel, tank, burn a whole tank, that's like 240 miles for me. Do a good day ride, back and forth. But it's asking me which map it wants to flash. I'm just going to simply pick by number the map that I know. I'm going to choose that one and to flash. All right, and it's please wait, and this is going to do an auto-tune session while I go out for a nice long ride, which is the best part about owning a motorcycle, huh? Okay, and it's flashing map. We went in. We're going into an auto-tune session and all that. And it says, please turn bike off. And we'll wait for 30 seconds again. Okay, and it's telling me to turn the bike on, engine on, position. Map transferred. All right, and we just hit done, and it goes back. We went back to this menu after we did all that, and then we can view and edit map, and look what it says, not allowed while auto-tuning. So this thing is fired up, it's ready to go, and then we'll come back. And within the auto-tune, if we go to that, while we're riding, it's going to fill cells and it's going to be different colors. We'll talk about that. But yeah, you're in auto-tune mode, and let's go out for a ride. Okay, some other things I want to talk about really quick while I'm riding. A lot of cool stuff, guys, that you can do. Of course, we're in an auto-tune session, but you can go down here, scroll down. Here's your trouble codes. We talked about that. You can view sensor data. Okay, and right there. And of course, it doesn't want you to read it and all that while you're driving. This is awesome. Real-time information as I'm riding, guys, really quick. RPM, you can see over here. If you want to change, you can pick what gauges you want. So let's just here, push there, and it's on RPM. We could change it if we wanted to torque, and then hit that. Now this is displaying torque. If I want to change it back to RPM, we'll hit there. Now it's back, I guess it was displaying torque, but it's back to RPM. Again, we've got it up here, but we could change that to fuel economy and put that up there. So really, guys, all 4 gauges you get to play. There's a ton of choices for you. You can go around gear. You can do a gear if you want to know what gear you're in. If you don't have that on your Harley, the newer models do say that. But again, you can look at power, RPM, what do we got up here? Engine temperature, throttle position center, your TPS. That's really awesome. You could just go around, but you guys get to decide. We'll just put this one up at front spark advance, all right? That's fine. I'm just for video purposes, but there you go. Set those up how you want, guys, and have a lot of fun with that. That's real-time information. To get out of it, you can just go home. And also, I wanted to talk real quick about, we can go down to customer support. This is really awesome. Real-time goes, you can upload your map right now. I could upload it to Vance Hines. You can call Vance Hines, call a tech. You can email Vance Hines. Everything is right here. You can download and flash once customer sort has made changes to your map. So you could upload it to them, upload your map, and they can look at it, and then they can send it back to you. And then you can download and flash your ECM right there. And here you can stream your real-time sensor data to them while you are riding, guys. You could ride and turn that on, and they can see while your bike's running, they can see real-time data, guys. That's just awesome. They made it absolutely super easy to use their support, to upload, to download, to call them, to email, to that streaming real-time information. I mean, really, if you have, you've done a lot of mods to your bike and you're just not sure, that would be the best way to go, is just, let them look at your bike, run an auto tune, let them look at it, and then send you a custom map to download into your bike based on your situation. So I did want to go over that. Pretty cool, but that's pretty much it. System info, of course, but that's all pretty much in that menu. So there you go. Just some other quick tips and tricks. Okay, I'm back from my ride. I've got the ignition on and of course connected via Bluetooth. And so I did a lot of auto tuning. I was out for about an hour and a half around Country Road City, freeway a little bit, all kinds, about 75, 80 miles. And we're gonna go into tune. Now I'm gonna pull up a picture for you here and show you what it looked like. It's blanked out now, but here's what it looked like. As you can see, just for reference, there's a lot. Across the top is throttle position sensor, the numbers across the top, and then down the side are RPM. So you can see a lot of orange and green cells. Now, just for reference, the orange cells are basically cells that it's recognized that it's working on, and then the green cells are cells that it's finished, that it's comfortable with and tuned. So it takes some time. You can see I spent a lot of miles between, higher RPM, probably up in the 2000s to 3000 RPM. And then, of course, you can look at the top and see the throttle position I was in. So it takes a long time, to go at certain speeds and certain throttle positions and things like that for it to actually fill a cell with green. And so basically all you do from here is you could flash that right into your ECM at this point if that's what you wanted to do. And all you do to do that is in the upper right hand corner there is a little lightning bolt. I hit that and I just flashed my ECM. I already showed you how to do that. And that puts that new auto-tuned map into the bike. This doesn't tune on the fly, so it's not actually tuning your bike as you're doing an auto-tune ride. It's actually collecting all the data, and then when you're ready, you can go ahead and flash your ECM by just hitting the lightning bolt up in the upper right-hand corner here. Okay, so when you're done with your auto-tune, you can just hit the lightning bolt. I already hit it up in the upper right-hand corner. It takes you to this, and it basically says apply. So I could go on that ride and then program the learned values and continue auto-tuning. So I could basically put apply. It would apply those values, and I would continue auto-tuning on the next ride I went out, and so on and so forth. You could keep auto-tuning. When you're done and you think you've got it, then you can hit finish, and that will take that auto-tune map, and you'll be done with it. Of course, you can always start another auto-tune session and start from scratch. You can really do whatever you want. So that's kind of how this works. All right, and so I've set up the auto-tune session just for the video here, and I haven't actually ridden this time. I'm just going to put finish. And you can see it saying ready to flash. And it's going to flash it, but I haven't done any auto-tuning really because you can see it's all blank. And it goes through the whole process again, shut the bike down, 30 seconds, all that, just follow the screen. All right, note that we can view and edit maps. And this was actually a fake auto-tune session I set up for you guys. I just flashed a blank map basically. If you do want to go back, I can go back to the auto-tune where I actually went riding. You'll see it there. I can hit on it. And then of course, auto-tune generated for map 1. I can actually flash it right from here. Because I know this is the one I want. I can go back, and let's go ahead and hit the lightning bolt. Continue to flash bike. We can go continue, or we can just save it in the fuel pack only, and that would just save it, in the fuel pack. It would basically keep it in the memory, save that particular map, but we can actually continue, and we can flash the bike. So that's up to you on what you want to do, but if I want to go back to that map, I'll hit continue and flash the bike. Otherwise, I'll just save it into the fuel pack. When you're in an auto-tune session, guys, when you're actually over here, you can go, the bike's off, see, it won't do anything. Everything is in the the fuel pack 3, and we'll get to that in a second. But when you're in an auto-tune session, you can basically close the app, you can walk away, you can go to sleep, you can go to lunch, grab a beer on your ride. Until you come back and flash your bike, it's going to continue. Every time you get back on your motorcycle, you boot up via Bluetooth. It's going to be in that power or in that auto-tune mode, and every time you hit view edit map, it's going to tell you we're in an auto-tune session. So don't worry about that. You can go get gas, you can do whatever. You could do it over multiple days and just keep that same auto-tune session going if you wanted, which is likely what I'm going to do in the future just to test that. But I did test it today. I stopped and got gas and all kinds of stuff. So as long as you're in an auto-tune session until you're done and you flash your bike, or save that map by hitting that lightning bolt in the upper right-hand corner, then you're golden. So just wanted to tell you that. And now the bike's off, and you'll see no matter what you do, it can't because everything is not, it's stored in the fuel pack 3. That's where all the information is stored. That's where your maps and your auto-tunes and everything is stored. So just wanted to show you that. So you can actually go in if you want. And this was the one we did. You can go into auto-tune, and then I can go in to the actual, here's where you could actually, like I say, get really advanced and start manipulating stuff. But if you go up here to auto-tune generated from map 1, I can actually label it. If I hit that little, if you saw what I did, I just hit the little pencil here. And then I can actually label it whatever I want, and so that I recognize which map that is. And then you can also label your description down here and make whatever description you want. So that's kind of handy. And if you go back again, like I say, those are the maps, and it'll just keep logging them in here as you go down. Okay, and so I'm going on my ride tomorrow, and I can just go back into, I'll just show you the maps, view and edit maps. And I've done a couple tests here. I've done auto-tune. Those are basically blank. I just pulled up an auto-tune, but I didn't go riding, so it really didn't learn any new values. I was just doing that for testing purposes. But here I named this one. I just did it by date. And so that was the original map, and then we did an auto-tune. We built on that. And so tomorrow I'm going to go riding. I want to build on that map some more. So I'm just going to go to Tune, Auto-Tune, and once it does that, it's going to bring up some options. And I'm going to get it all ready, like I say, in the morning. That way when I go, it'll already be in auto-tune mode. And so there's my original canned map. And here's my first auto-tune session where I actually learned values. I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to hit 2 flash. And it's going to go ahead and get the bike ready to go in auto-tune mode. And as you can see, it's ready to flash. It's going to flash the map. There you go, you heard the bike. Turn the bike off, wait for 30 seconds, and we'll fire it back on. Okay, map transferred, there we go, done. And now we'll go into, if we try to go and view it, edit maps, it tells us it's in auto-tune mode, so can't go in there, but we can go into our auto-tune, and we can start building on the other map, which we had already flashed. I had already flashed the ECM with what I had learned. But again, if you went to the lightning bolt up there, you can either save it and continue auto-tuning or flash. Just for testing purposes, I went ahead and flashed the ECM. But at any rate, I'm still going to build on the map that I saved that auto-tune ride. I'm still going to build on that tomorrow. All right, guys, I'm back in the Law-Abiding Biker studio this evening after a long day of riding. It wasn't extremely long, but it was a great day ride. Put about 240 miles on, so about a tank of gas. And again, I built on that auto-tune session. So when I got back, I basically pulled the bike in the garage, and I ran the auto-tune session all day. And then I hit the little lightning bolt up in the upper right-hand corner. It opened that auto-tune box, and you can either finish or apply. I basically just hit apply, and I programmed the learn values from today. That flashed the bike, and I'm still in my auto-tune session. So I'm probably going to go out over the next week a couple more times and complete this particular auto-tune session. Really, that's up to you guys. I did note that today it was filling the proper cells based on my throttle, throttle position. Sensor was picking that up, and then my RPMs. I was doing a lot of riding at, between 60 and 80 miles an hour, throttle position about 20%, and RPMs, 25 to 100 to 3,000. And, that's pretty calm, and the cruise control was set a lot. So it was filling in the proper cells and turning them green in those particular areas. So that was very accurate. I think I got a good tune today. And I definitely, after tuning it, the first time I did notice today, because I remember we did do the first auto-tune session, I flashed the ECM with those results, and I did notice a little extra power today. It felt different. Mostly when I was passing, did some passing of cars and getting around, and really getting on and looking for that power. Was it phenomenal after one tune? No, but I did note some differences. And, and I look forward to looking at fuel mileage and some things like that as the bike tunes out more. So, kind of a limited time that I used it, but definitely worth it. So as far as the Fuelpak 3 goes, guys, I'm telling you, we did some other auto tuners and EFI tuners here. I'm telling you, this thing is 5 out of 5 stars from us here, man. Loving it. Already got guys more here at Law Abiding Biker Media that are going to put this thing on their bike now that we've thoroughly tested it and reviewed it and all that. The reason I give it 5 stars, it's very small and compact. It's super easy with that CAN bus connector to install. It's got a beautiful user interface on a smartphone that you can use it. You don't have to have a separate, LCD monitor. It runs right off your phone. The app was flawless. The thing didn't crash. It didn't have bugs. It worked. I had of course, the sensors, all the sensors data up and running both days, both rides. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful app. It works really, really good. There's no wires that you have to run after you plug the Fuelpak 3 in up your handlebars or anything like that. It's just very, very clean. It's very, very easy for bikers to set up. And especially with this video, I walk you through it as I did it. It should be very simple for you guys. So stop paying. I'm just saying, we love Harley Davidson here. We all ride Harley Davidson motorcycles. For the most part, we appreciate all motorcycles and we support all motorcycles. That's just what we ride, most of us around here. But I'll tell you that, there's no need to be paying the dealership $200 plus after you get pipes and an intake for their canned stock map that Harley gives you. That's what they charge you guys, $200 plus to do what we did in 2 minutes with the auto tune, with the Fuelpak 3. Sorry about that, the Fuelpak 3. So, we did that in a couple minutes in my garage. Yeah, it costs $399, and you can pay Harley $225 for a one-time can map. I submit to you that if you can at all, I would save the money up a little bit and go ahead and don't give Harley Davidson the $225, because as soon as you do that, if you change anything, you're going to have to go back to them and get another can map. The Fuelpak 3 is going to give you room to grow. And if you do change, and not only are you going to get the canned map right off the bat, that's all Harley gives you. They don't give you the auto tune functionality after that. They're just going to send you out the door with that canned map. So I would suggest getting the Fuelpak 3, get it hooked up, do your canned map. You're already ahead of the game there. And then on top of it, you have the auto tune functionality. And like I say, if you ever change anything, you can put a new map, you can re-auto tune, you can just make your bike run better and better and more efficient and stuff like that. So with that said, absolutely here, guys, I'm telling you, I'm sold on the Fuelpak 3. I really, sometimes I do a lot, do reviews and I have, a few little negatives, but with the Fuelpak 3, really, guys, I'm telling you, this thing is cutting edge and it's smoking, and I can't wait to see what Vance and Hines does in the future. But they've got a little gem right now. As long as you have a smartphone, you can, auto tune your motorcycle now. Really awesome, guys. Just wanted to do this little follow-up for you. Don't forget, I'm right here in the Law Abiding Biker Media Studio where we do our podcast. Check out the weekly podcast. Check out all the free videos on our YouTube channel, guys. We're pumping them out. Of course, we do sell just a few videos for obvious reasons. So some of our high-end videos, you can go over to lawabidingbiker.com/buy videos. All right, guys, I hope you're all getting some riding in. I hope you appreciate the video. I hope it was helpful. Peace out. Keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you are really missing out. We have a ton of videos in the works for you guys, so get subscribed. Also, sign up for the free email club, lawabidingbiker.com/email club. We will shoot you an email when we come out with new free videos. Also, do not forget to check out that weekly podcast. It's the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. It's heard worldwide. All right, peace out.